Hey everyone, so I had some questions about part 3 of Lab 5, the storm lab. So I wanted to help you out with those, maybe uh, make sure you understand what's going on. So particularly, we're looking at um, Lab 3, and first thing this section asks you to do is go to this link on weather scale or weather.gov, and we're going to look at the enhanced Fujita scale. And this tells us the speed of the winds in 3-second gusts, where they say, okay, so if it's going to have a rating of 0, the wind speed would be 65 to 85 miles per hour. And if it's going to have a rating of EF1, it's going to be faster. And EF2, 3, 4, 5, it's going to be all the way up to over 200 miles per hour. Well, how is that actually estimated? Because we don't actually measure these things. They're just estimations. And how do we estimate them? Okay, so we're going to go down here and look at these. We use buildings or structures, and we assess damage on these structures to determine what type of speed there was, because obviously, if just a small shed was destroyed, uh, that requires less force than a large building. Okay, so let's look at these questions. We're going to go into Google Earth and we're going to open up this lab. Add this more, the history one, and then we'll go also add our storm path to that. Okay. And so we can see our storm paths here and we're loading up. Let's look at this. Let's go ahead and do this first one, and we'll make sure that everyone, or hopefully it'll make it more clear. Get the right document back up. Where did it go on me? I'm gonna spin on this one. Okay. Lost my document somehow. It happens. I think what it was here. There we go. Oh yeah. So if that happens to you, all you got to do is if we want to open that up, right click it and then say open link in new tab. Okay, so if you just click on it, it'll just follow that. But now we have both of those open. Okay, so we can follow the instructions. And it says we're going to identify the damage indicators. And let's go here. Scroll down through the enhanced Fujita scale damage indicators and find number 15. So let's look at that. What's 15 here? 15 is school, one-story elementary, and let's click on it and see what they are. Okay, so this is where we get some of the information, and this is unique to each type of building, right? So this is the structure, an elementary school, and it describes what it's like, so you can remember what they're like. Now, what is the damage description? So threshold of visual damage. If you don't see any damage, then it's a speed of 1. And that's, or a DOD of 1. And then we can look at here, the estimated one is 65 miles per hour with a maximum of 80. The upper bound is 80 miles per hour, and the lower bound is 47. Okay, but if we see all the way up to a total destruction of a large section of the building, our entire building, we could estimate that the speed is 176 with a maximum all the way up to 200. Okay. In between the lowest and the maximum damage description is something that usually occurs. And so we can find out, okay, is there just broken windows? Is there exterior door failures? Has there been roof decking that have been lifted up or more than 20% roof? All right, notice that 5 is different than 2 because that's less than 20% of the roof damage. So let's go and look at what might have occurred there. When I go back to this one, keep pushing Alt-Tab, and that's the wrong one. Let's look at the question here. All right, we're going to click on this elementary school, Briarwood Elementary School, South Hudson Avenue. We'll click copy. Okay, so I also had seen this challenges with copying. We'll try Control C if that works, and if not, we've got another solution. So let's bring back up our Google Earth. And over here, we're going to try to paste that. No, okay, so that did not work. So a good solution, we can just do these side by side. And in the search place, I'm going to expand this out so I can see what I'm typing. And I'm just going to type in Briarwood Elementary. Oops, got to spell right. Elementary school, South Hudson Avenue, right? So auto-filled or auto. So we're going to do that one and search for it. And then we're going to look at the damage indicators for that school. All right, so there's the location. We can just zoom in a little bit more so we can actually see it, right? And this is what it looked like after the storm. And we'll shrink this down again so we can get a little bit bigger view. And wow, okay, obviously lots of destruction. Let's go back in history a little bit, and we can see, there we go. Okay, so that's what it looked like before. And then after the storm, okay, before the storm. Okay, so we can see, is there damage to the roof? Oh, that's after demolition. Okay, there we go. So let's use this image, and we're going to look at it based off of the criteria from our enhanced Fujita scale for the schools, which is right here. Okay, so where does this threshold fit? Is it just barely visible damage, loss of roof covering less than 20%, more than 20% roof covering, damage or loss of wall cladding, all the way up to collapse of non-bearing walls, collapse of load-bearing walls, total destruction of a large section or of the entire building. I'm going to go ahead, and my thought is that looks like total destruction to me. Right, and so that's that's what it looks like to me. This whole section here is gone. There might be some walls that are still left here, but this is a section that's gone. Okay, so this is just my interpretation of how you would use this. If that's the case, so let's max this screen out again. And we could say, okay, if it's total destruction, that's a DOD of 10. This wind speeds are from 152 up to 203 miles per hour. So that's what they're estimating. If this is the damage that you see, this is the estimated wind speed. So 152 to 203. Where does that fit within our EF rating? 152 to 203. It's somewhere between the 4 and the 5, the EF4 and 5, right? Because EF4 is going to be 166 and 200. I think that it's going to be 4 or 5. It's probably more than 3. Let's go ahead, and where did our storm line actually say it's in? So we can zoom out a little bit, and we can see, oh, where are we? This is the red section. What is that? Where are we fitting? The red is EF3. Is that right? Let's show in that EF3. Where's EF4? This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're actually in the EF4 section. So if we look at those, let's expand this out. A good way, if you're not sure, and so like I was having difficulty selecting that. Let's just turn off the other ones. Right? We've got a few sections here. We know it's not a 0. Let's turn off the 0. That's blue. Is it a 1? There should be some 1 on here. Here we go. Green, turn that one off. We can turn off 3. Well, there's another section that has, oops, some 2. Let's get all of these off. There we go. Okay. The school is in. There we go. It's not within the magenta color. It's within the reds. That's EF4. Okay. So if you were not sure about what those boundaries were, just turn off the ones that don't fit. So we can see that's within an EF4. Does that fit within our assessment or my assessment that I just did? Yeah, it does. And so that's how we would answer that question. So then you take a picture of this, do a screenshot, right? Let's take a picture. And so you can either do if you're Windows, you can do Windows button, Shift S, and you can get a snap screenshot. I would get the date and look at this school. I don't, maybe it would be better if I zoomed in a little bit so I can clearly show what I'm talking about. Let's do it again and get another screenshot. Include the date and a label. Okay, there we go. And then you'd paste that into a Word document and you'd say, according to this image, I see total destruction of walls and section of the school, which is equivalent to a DOD of 10 with a average speed of 176, max of 203, which is consistent with an EF 4 scale. And so I would agree, based off this, I would agree that that's accurate. And that's what you're trying to do. So you do that again. Let's look at the instructions. You do that again for this location, and this location. Okay, so I hope that helped. If you have questions, definitely let me know, and we'll get you cleared up and get this all squared away. So thanks for your attention, and I wish you good luck.